Hello and thank you for watching my video. Today I'm making a video that I've been a bit hesitant to put out, and it's something that I know a lot of people are going to comment about the negativity of this, but this is actually a build that I've ran in the majority of the latest PvP season. I didn't put it in there because I know it's going to get a lot of flack, but I actually had a couple of people in games that I've been playing recently message me about it. And if you actually look at what I've been doing here, I've been running Guardian and trying a few things out, but generally I've actually been doing okay with it. And for example, when I do my dailies on my alternate accounts, I will run this particular build because it's very, very effective. So I found this very useful. There are drawbacks to it, obviously. With every PvP build you're going to have some sort of counters, but this one is my Burn Guardian. Now immediately you'll notice that this isn't a Dragon Hunter version, even though my name is actually my character name is Dragon Hunter Enwin, but this is actually a core aspect build really for the Burn Guardian, and I found it very, very effective. So let's talk it through it. Why is it so effective? Well, it puts out quite huge stacks of burning. It's able to keep up stacks of burning on a regular basis. Has a little bit of defense, but in a long-term fight, it will struggle. Against certain professions, Warrior in particular is one that can counter this build with its resistance. However, with its high damage output as well. But if you are able to get through it's a warrior popping their resistance and being able to get that off cooldown, then you can take them out. That's the only time I've really struggled in game. Mesmers as well, that you can use clones to remove conditions. Any build really, Ellie's as well to a certain extent, that are able to reduce and remove conditions. That's where this build will struggle against. So why is this good? Well, this is good for a number of reasons. I'm going to take you through what I actually have equipped. So in terms of equipment, I run Rune of Balthazar because it gives us burning duration by a substantial amount, an increase of 45% in total. You also burn foes when you're struck, when you use a heal skill, and this is something we're going to be using a lot. So we look at the traits in a little while, but I wanted to show you, I also use Wanderer Amulet. That you can be a bit flexible with. I use it for the extra toughness because the condition damage and expertise, that's really what you want. You could actually go for a alternate one. You could go, I mean there's other ones you can go for now. If you look at the Deadeye Amulet, Sinister's a bit weak in terms of survivability, so I wouldn't generally go for that. Same with Vipers, going with that power and precision as opposed to precision and toughness. Yes, you can go for these for the different ones, but you are going to be a little bit weaker. So I've added an extra bit of defense in there. In terms of sigils, I run Sigil of Smouldering, Sigil of Battle, and Sigil of Courage. And Sigil of Smouldering, again, there's stuff that it just allows me to get that extra bit of damage off. You can change them around. By all means, this is very, very flexible build. In terms of weapons, I actually run a Mace, Torch, and a Scepter Focus. All four of these you can vary around however you want. You can run Scepter, Torch, Mace, Focus. It's up to you. The reason I do this is because each weapon set has a block. We have Shield of Wrath, and then you also have Protector's Strike. And this is why it's going to be coming on. It's going to be useful a little bit later. We actually have a Healing Steel Shelter. It gives a 2-second block duration. We have Purging Flames, which is a hugely impressive skill. This next skill, Sanctuary, I've actually been playing around with it. I tried using the weapons because there's a trait now that allows your spirit weapons to give damage via fire. However, the hammer skill, it's too long for the actual leap the hammer to do and knock down your foe. Useful, but not great. The sword does a whirling attack, and the other two, I don't think they're that effective. You could run Signet of Judgment if you want that defense. Signet of Wrath I used to run because it gave you a little bit of extra condition damage. But I'm running a trait that gives extra duration to Consecrations, and Sanctuary actually can be very effective when combined with Purging Flames. I also run Judge's Intervention, so you can see two of those are immediate burning skills. I run Renewed Focus to recharge my virtues. So let's look at the traits. Traits, I run Inner Fire because we gain Fury when you strike a foe that has burning over 3 stacks. Zealot's Fire, which when we critically hit an enemy, we gain Zealot's Fire. Now, obviously, we already have that as a skill here, but it gets you, if you're on the alternate weapon set, you can gain that as well, and it burns your enemy again. Attacks against burning foes have an increased chance to critically hit, and we get this one here, Amplified Wrath. Burning you inflict deals increased damage. Burn enemies when you block their attacks. And this is something that is very, very good. I found this very, very effective against thieves. Maybe not too much the condition damage thieves, because again, that's something that the Condi clear of this particular build is a little bit weak. But if you're against a DPS thief, this can be very, very effective. So I run Radiance, I run Zeal, and I run deal increased damage to burning foes. Gain condition damage based on your power. So if you wanted to increase that condition damage, you could run more of a power amulet. Symbols deal increased damage and have a chance to burn enemies. So that's the symbol here, symbol of faith, and also symbol of punishment. And we deal more damage to enemies standing in your symbols. Again, I tried using the Eternal Armory, which spirit weapons gain additional casts and they improve recharge and burn foes they strike. Not as effective as I'd hoped. So we run Symbolic Avenger. Then with Virtues, we run Master of Consecration. So these are the consecrations, Sanctuary and Purging Flames. We run Virtuous Solace. And so we gain the Mercenary Sanctuary again when we are reduced below 25% health. And we get Permeating Wrath, which is Virtuous Justice passive, triggers more quickly and now burns in an area. So that would be this one here. Look at the burning we're doing. All of that. Ooh, that's a lot. So if we do 3 auto attacks, we gain a big burning skill on here. We also do increased damage for each boon on you, and virtues gain reduced recharge, and retaliation when we activate a virtue as well. So let's have a look what we can do here. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start by taking on and showing you how good the burning is just generally. Let's take a golem here. Let's take the target here. So we can look here. I'm just going to auto attack, and you'll see here he's getting burning from just auto attacking. There we go. Just keeping the boy burning, and you'll notice we got fury as well, so we're critically hitting and getting extra burning. Alright, that was just auto attacking, not brilliant. We can increase that damage. Let's try Purging Flames. Well, I can do that, and this is where the skill of the build comes into play. It's your positioning of Purging Flames. I'm putting that right there. Look at the burning we're able to do, and it's a substantial burning that we can actually do. We can use our extra skill, and you can see there we've got 12 stacks of burning, and they're both dead. Easy peasy. So positioning the Purging Flames is interesting. I'm going to go back and look at the golem that's actually moving over here. Now, obviously when you're in some of these types of arena, you get enemies like this that move around. But what you can do is you can put Purging Flames down, and they'll move into it once, and then they'll move back out of it again, and so they'll get extra stacks of burning. So you can see there he's got 6 stacks of burning from going in and out. I'll prop the F1, and there we go, he's dead. So that's just nice and easy. It shows you that when an enemy crosses both into and out of the ring, and if you've got a foe that isn't paying too much attention, they can get huge stacks of burning. It's a 7-second duration for the actual ring, so if you pop that, they may, or multiple enemies, can be burned to a significant amount. So let's have a look at where Sanctuary comes in, because I've brought in Sanctuary because I found it quite useful. Well, Sanctuary is good for a point, but it's also good if you combine it with Purging Flames. So what we'll do here, I'm going to pop let's try it more on Svanir, because Svanir comes at you. So let's pop our Purging Flames and then pop Shelter, so a Sanctuary, and Sanctuary is actually going to put him right there. So here we go, we're going to pop Purging Flames, and then we're going to pop Sanctuary. I just didn't miss it. But let's go back in, he's going to follow me, and there you go, it gets knocked back. But look at the stacks of burning, he's got 12 stacks of burning already. I'm not auto attacking him, he's just going to go down. Okay, and is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Yeah, he's gone down. So that was the ability of Sanctuary. I found this out when I was running the trait that gives you the Sanctuary at 25% health. So when I went down, I would pop Purging Flames and stand in the middle. The Sanctuary would pop, And because it's slightly larger Purging Flames than Sanctuary, an enemy would run in, because they would be a bit foolish, and they would hit Purging Flames, but it would be they would get knocked back, so it would cross them, and they would cross the threshold, and so they would get 6 stacks of burning, and then they run back in, and they get knocked back again, and so they would then suffer again another 6 stacks of burning, and they got defeated fairly easily. But another one of the reasons why this is a good build is because when we block, we actually do back damage to our enemy. So what I'm going to try and do here is not auto attack too much. I told you I have 3 particular blocks here. I've got Projector Strike, I've got Shield of Wrath, and I also have Shelter. Well, let's see how much damage we can do to the Chieftain without attacking. So here we go, we're going to go in, and we've got our block from our Aegis. Oh, I don't want to burn him. I'm going to use our Shield of Wrath. But look at the damage what he's doing. Once my block goes off, there we go. I'm going to pop my healing block there. He's already got down to 65%, and I've not really attacked him. Okay, let's put our Aegis again. Again, he's missed. He's been blocked, and he's burning again. Well, alright, let's put him out of his misery. And there he goes. Well, look, you see my Sanctuary pop. Look at him, he's coming back, and boom, he keeps running out. Imagine if I combine that with Purging Flames. Well, let's see if we can try that. Unfortunately, the cooldown on Sanctuary for the trait is a 60-second cooldown. Okay, so it's very similar to Sanctuary. So let's put Sanctuary first, and let's do Purging Flames after. So let's see what happens. Here we go. There we go, burning him. Look, he's interrupted. He's going to come up. Yep, look, it's 3 stacks of burning. Okay, I didn't quite position that quite right, but there we go. I'll try that again just in a little while. But let's see how we go. I'm going to go back in. Look at the burning. 21 stacks of burning. 10,000 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that's the burning that you can inflict. And again, if I show you on these golems here, this is the AoE attack that you can do. Well, I say an AoE attack. This is a burning field that you can actually do. And you can pop that in. Just look at the amount of damage we can do. And again, if we use our virtues, then press renewed focus. Look at the burning damage that we've done. Huge amounts of burning. A very easy way of doing it. So, what I'll do again this time is I'll position the Purging Flames a little bit further outside of the Sanctuary. So when Svanir respawns, we'll give him a go. So I'll put Sanctuary down and then put Purging Flames a little bit further away from it, so he actually tries to cross the threshold when he goes and knocks into the barrier. Again, some of the other skills you may have realised I do is if you activate skill 4 and then press it, you launch a firebolt, which is quite useful. So here we go, there's Sanctuary and Purging Flames. So here we go, there we go, look at him, 9 stacks of burning, 12, 15 stacks of burning, 18, 21 stacks of burning. Oh, look at that. You know, that's what you can do with this particular skill, and this is what happens if you have enemies that are a bit silly. They'll just go straight in and combine with Sanctuary and Purging Flames to just cross that threshold. It's very good as well if you want to revive an ally. Popping Sanctuary, or even stomp an enemy, you can pop that over them and they won't be able to be rezzed unless someone has stability. So this is very, very effective, and I hope this is something that, you know, if you are struggling to find a good build that you want to use, I enjoy this build. You know, there are builds that I have, particularly my warrior. It's a very sustainy build. You know, I can survive a lot of damage. I can hold the point for a while. But this is a fun build. This is me doing a lot of damage. Alright, yes, in certain scenarios I am very, very weak in terms of defense. However, I more than make up for the amount of damage that I can do and can really get involved in team fights. So if you want to look at what, let's take on a warrior for example. Well, let's see what happens. Let's put again, I'll put Sanctuary down and then put the Purging Flames and use the burning. Look at that, silly NPC, and he's downed. Okay, if you want to avoid being blocked, you've got the F3 if you want to block them. There we go. And that gets me the stomp off. So against a particular NPC, this is very, very easy to do. I hope this has been an interesting video for you to see just how this actually works. I'm going to show some gameplay footage for you now, and hopefully you'll take some feedback from that. So we're starting off on the Colosseum map, and I wanted to show you an example of how you can use the shelter or the sanctuary bubble to get off a res. Bear in mind that a lot of the skills I'll be using, I'll show you using the mouse, so you can actually get a good idea. You can see we've managed to down another opponent, and we're going to get the res off here. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite end well in the battle, but we do manage to get the res by using as well our Focus 5 to prevent any other damage to us. So a nice bit of resing there. This on the Forest of Nifel match, at the beginning we're in a 2v2, you can see here I'm going to put the Ring of Fire down, then I'm going to put Sanctuary, and you can see here this Guardian over here, he's got already 6 stacks, now he's going to have 10 stacks, 11 stacks of Burning, 12 stacks because he kept being bounced back off the Sanctuary and into the Ring of Fire, and that was a very, very good way to actually do a lot of damage. You can see I'm doing tons of burning damage, and to the Elementalist who uses Rebound to avoid that. But you'll see he'll be going down pretty damn quickly. We've got others that come into the fight. I tried to teleport to him, but he managed to evade that. I used my shelter to block, and you'll see it's doing, again, ticking for thousands of damage on the Elementalist who's been damaging me while I was blocking. And you'll see we've got 2 downed, and I've used the Sanctuary that came automatically. And you can see there's 2 down. I'm struggling because the Warrior is targeting me, and all my skills are on cooldowns. I'm just swapping into Mace, but I'm really struggling. My other teammate's going to fight another down player because we had 4 of them, or 3 out of the 4 that were fighting here were downed. Sorry, 3 of the players were downed here, and we've managed to get the Mesmer down and another one's down, but the Warrior's burning ticks. You can see they're ticking for several thousand damage. As soon as I get rezzed, I'm insta-dying, which is a little bit frustrating for me. Not much I can really do, but fortunately from our team fight we were able to win that. We were a 3v3 actually at mid. We had 1 versus 1 on either side, and we managed to claim that fight. Again, you're going to see another res here, or I'm going to attempt to res. Unfortunately, just too little health and he perished, but that would have been a good example. Still, we're in a battle, and we've got, I've used the Ring of Fire again on the Warrior, who's got, you can see there, the 9 ticks of burning. He's a Signet Warrior, which means he doesn't really have that much ability to counter. I've used a block, my Aegis, to block his automatic down state skill to block me. So a nice little attack there. But we've still got another player. This is the Ellie coming in here. We're 2v2 here. Well, the other person of their team is on their point. But I wanted to show you actually, this was the end of the fight, because if you look at the statistics for my character, I had done the most damage, most defense, and got the most kills. Also resurrections. So that was actually quite a nice battle for me, and it shows you, well, it actually was kills, sorry. In this video, this clip, I'm actually showing you against a Ranger. So this is a Longbow Ranger who's doing a lot of attacks, but you'll see I'm blocking him and he's getting burned. He's suffering from burning damage. He's used a skill on me that taunted me by his pet. You can see his pet's getting lots of burning, and I put down the Sanctuary to stop those blocks and hopefully allow him to get some more burning going on. Teleport to him to inflict more burning damage. Right, that's his pet there. But he's got himself 9 burning ticks of damage. You can see on the left-hand side 4,000 damage from burning. Lovely amount of burning there on that Ranger. And that was actually a substantial battle. Back to this Warrior again, this Signet Warrior. Now, I will have to say that he did manage to get me a bit earlier in the fight, in terms of, you saw that in that 3v3. But here, I just easily managed to take him down because he doesn't have, and he's not, I would imagine, a fairly new player to PvP, but against a more experienced opponent, I'd expect that to be a bit more of a challenging fight. So there we go, we've won that one. And he's going to come back for more, and you'll see just how easy we can do a lot of burning here. Here we go. I'm just auto-attacking, and then I think I'll go in and use that teleport skill, and he suffers some burning. Again, he just managed to avoid me using my block to get him from downstate. Nice easy way to put your burns on him, and I just wanted to show and demonstrate the order in which you can do this. This time he's got a friend, he's got a Mesmer that's going to come and help him out. You can see there a Greatsword Mesmer. Didn't do too much damage to me just at that point, so I'm currently 1 versus 2. I've popped a block here using, and this is the combo. I've been interrupted though, but my shelter or my Sanctuary that is from my traits automatically popped. But here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it over the downed body so that I can try and get the stomp off, and it stops the resurrection of him by his allies. So again, it's the positional play of Sanctuary can be really, really beneficial. So we actually got the kill there, and I'm now against this Ranger. We're in a 2v1 situation because we downed the Mesmer. Again, low on health. I'm using that block, and every time he's attacking me or his pet's attacking me, he's getting burned. They're back to a 2v2 situation. And again, using some of the Scepter and Torch skills to do some burning. Unfortunately, I do get downed. However, because of the 2v2 fight, the opponent, the extra man, was defeated, and so I got the res off. But eventually the numbers are getting overwhelming because we are by their base, and unfortunately my ally went off to go and kill the beast. We're now on Kylo, and I want to show you all about the positional play of Sanctuary with the Ring of Fire skill. And this one here, you can see me, I pop the Ring of Fire, and then I pop Sanctuary, because it's a slightly bigger circle for the Ring of Fire than Sanctuary. And then I'm going to use the teleport in, which is the blink, and I've blinked in, causing fire damage. What this does is it creates a block on the point, and it allows me to get the res. Well, unfortunately he was stomped, but it allows me to influence that point, because you can see here they're being knocked back, and you can see some of the burning going on and retaliation going on, because I've got a lot of retaliation going, and I'm going to get the stomp here, well, unfortunately, when he stops fearing me. But in terms of the team fight, we won this, because you're going to see in a moment that they actually have four of their team all downed on that point, because of our positional play, putting that Sanctuary down, burning them. Alright, yes, we didn't manage to get too much burning off with the Ring of Fire, but that Sanctuary really focused the point. They were off the point, and we were able to take advantage. This final shot clip is of me against one of the warriors here, and you can see here I'm actually off point. I will actually lose the point here. I thought we were winning the game quite comfortably, but you'll see I put Sanctuary, put the Ring of Fire down, and he gets knocked out because his stability gets popped off, and he's got 8 stacks of burning, and he's gone down. So you can see there, we did, in a couple of seconds, we did 12,000 damage just from our burning ticks. This is, we're going to have now a Guardian. You see a lot of my skills are on cooldown. Let's see how we do here. You can see here I'm using my blocks effectively. I go in and use the burning skills, and you can see he's doing burning damage. I'll use my shelter to block again. There's the Ring of Fire skill. Just make sure he try and goes over it. He's not getting burned too much, unfortunately. But just keep an eye on the burning, how much ticks of burning we're going to do in the bottom left in my combat log, because it's a strange thing. I think there might have been a glitch. Suddenly he gets like 12 stacks of burning going on, so I think he just went over my Ring of Fire right at the last moment, which is why it wasn't popping originally. So you see there, we did 5,000 worth of damage. So I hope you've actually enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing how the Sanctuary can be used very effectively, and hopefully it will help you in PvP this season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
PvP, legendary weapons, how to make gold in Guild Wars 2, and Mike Talk. Please use these links below to help support my channel, and I'll keep producing content you enjoy.